So I recently got two new monitors for my editing setup, both 4K, and I hooked them up to my Mac, and I realized in the settings the Mac was seeing them as 5K displays. And I wanted to figure out why, because obviously they aren't, and it sent me down this entire rabbit hole of Apple's display logic and scaling, so I'm just going to share it with you. So if we go into the graphics and display settings under system information, you can see that the displays themselves are showing up as 5120 by 2880, but it says UI looks like 2560 by 1440. Okay, so you're seeing a 4K monitor as a 5K monitor, but you're showing the interface at 2560 by 1440, but obviously you aren't because the text and everything on this display is super sharp, so what's going on? So then if we hop into system preferences and we go to the display settings, you can see that, well, we really don't have a lot of resolution options. We have large text and then it kind of scales down to more space. I have mine just below large text. And you can see here, it even gives me a warning saying using scaled resolution may affect performance. Well, what does that mean? And like, this is my entire display settings. There's not a resolution picker, so what do you mean? What am I supposed to do? Well, the thing is, there actually is a resolution picker. You just have to go down here to advanced, and then you say show resolution as a list. And once you do that, you can actually go in here and see that you have all the options, and your maximum resolution is 3840 by 2160, which is 4K. But then if I go and click on that 4K option, well, it just makes everything super, super tiny and hard to read. So you remember a minute ago how it said using scaled resolutions may affect performance? Well, this is what Apple does for scaling. Apple uses what they call retina display logic or retina scaling. Essentially what Apple's doing is treating these 4K monitors like double resolution 2560 by 1440 displays so that the text and images are extremely sharp. Essentially making the image super clear because, well, it's actually rendering at a higher resolution than the display can output. That's why they give you a warning saying using a scaled resolution may affect performance. They're literally rendering at double the resolution you've selected. It's kind of the opposite of what NVIDIA and a lot of other graphics card companies are doing nowadays, where they're rendering games at a lower resolution and then scaling it up. In fact, NVIDIA used to have a technology called dynamic super resolution, where they would render games at a higher resolution and then scale it down for your display. That's basically what they're doing here. So like in my case, where I have an M1 Max Studio, where graphics performance was kind of the focus of that chip, that is completely fine, and I've had no rendering issues at all with this upscaled interface. But if you're running something like a low-spec Mac Mini or MacBook Air, it's possible you might actually run into those performance issues that Apple warns about. It's kind of weird that Apple chose this method, but considering they use Retina displays on all their devices, it makes sense, and the results are a very, very sharp interface.